Here are a few examples from section A1 I'd like to go through with, and if you need to see this video, you can just kind of scroll through and look at these examples. These should be pretty quick, and they're pretty easy to understand. Number one, let's give two other ways to name line RQ. Well, if we look here, you'll see there's a line, there's the point R, there's point Q, so there's a line that goes through it. But there's other points. There's a point S on that line as well, so we can name this several different ways. We first of all could just switch this around and name it line QR. Just switch the letters. We also could choose another letter. How about S? We could call it QS or SQ. We could even choose R and S. So we could call it RS or SR. You got to make sure you put the line symbol over the top of your letters. There's one other way we could name this. Since this line is also named with a scripted L, we could simply write line L. So that's that one. Give two other ways to name plane P. So two other ways, we could just pick any 3 points we want. Plane P, since there's a P there, we could just name it plane P, which we did. But two other ways would just mean we just need to pick 3 non-collinear points and name it with that. So we're going to write the word plane, and then we're going to pick any 3 points that are non-collinear. And we have to pick ones that are on the plane, so we cannot pick that one or that one. So we're going to pick, let's say, RQV. RQV. Now we could rearrange those to name it another way, or we could simply pick another 3 points. How about SVR? And that's two other ways we could name the plane. There are actually several other ways we could name it. Name 3 collinear points. 3 collinear points, again, points on the same line right here, RQS. We could do RQS, those are collinear. But also, if you look, there's a line that goes straight up through this plane, and we could pick N, Q, and T. So there's another set of collinear points. Name 4 coplanar points. We want points that are on the same plane. So I'm looking at this plane right here, and I'm looking at R, Q, S, and V. Those are coplanar points. They do lie on the same plane. All right, let's continue to look at some segments now. Name all of the segments that you see here. Well, there's several of them. We can start, you have to have 2 endpoints in between segments. So we could start with D and go to E. Put the little segment symbol over the top. We could rearrange that and call it ED. We've got EF as well as FE. Don't forget the symbol over the top. And then we have the total one from D all the way to F and F to D. So there's 6 different ways we could name them, but there were actually 3 different segments. Opposite rays. Opposite ray would start right here and go this direction, so that would be ray ED. And then the other one would start at E and go this direction and go through F. That would be EF. Those are opposite rays. And now let's take a look at the plane. So there's several planes here in this cube. You have to imagine that they are extending out though in all directions. So what's the intersection of plane ADC? Well, let's find that first of all. A is here, D is here, and C is there. So we're talking about the top part of this box. The intersection of that plane and plane BFG. BFG is this side. So this top and this side intersect right here in this segment. So BC would be that. Actually, it's a line because remember it extends forever. It's like a ceiling and a wall meeting the corner, but they do extend out forever. Last question, what plane contains the points A, D, and F? Well, A is here, D is here, and F is way down here. So let's think about a plane that would go through them. That plane would connect A with F and D with A, and the plane then will also probably have to go through G. And if you notice, it's this little diagonal plane that's kind of going right through the middle of the cube. So let's identify that as plane. And we need to pick 3 points. Well, the 3 that we're given, probably the best ones to pick. So we could call it plane A, D, F, or any other combination of those letters. And those are the examples that you're going to have for section A-1.